Good morning, guys. Welcome back. It's finally not ridiculously hot. Just out with the big man, getting his morning steps in. Yesterday was the first in-person event in a few months that I've ran what I do with clients, and went good. It was only a small turnout. Typically I have between like 10 and 20 guys there. I think like 9 guys came, so it was on the smaller end, but it was nice. Gave me opportunity to like get round everyone as best I could and have some more like proper one-to-one conversations and kind of get into it. But yeah, it was a fucking good do. Those that don't know, basically, obviously I online coach, but every 3 months I do like an in-person event where I get the boys to a gym, get them some kind of stash. Did t-shirts yesterday, give them like a pre-workout, I always get new tonics, kind of just like it, because we do a bit of a talking bit as well where I get them to dig into the goals, how things have gone over the last like 3 to 6 months, where they're getting resistance, like where they're finding things hard, where they want to be in 3 to 6 months time. So rather than get them pinging off the tits, give them like a new tonic, like focus drink. So I've got like fucking 10 of them now, so I'm probably gonna have one before I get some work done. But yeah, that was yesterday with class. And then I take them out for food after, we do a bit of a gym bit in between, the goal setting bit. Sorry about that. I do believe storage. Bruce, what the fuck, man? It's licking me. Storage ran out of my phone then. Anyways, as I was saying, we do the talking bit at the meetups, then we get in the gym, do a bit of a team warm-up, take them through like a bit of a technique masterclass, as it were, hitting a few different exercises, and then sort of let the guys train, then we go for food. But yeah, it was good. Anyways, it was good. It's always good fun. I did it a little bit different, asked some different questions this time, went through some different exercises, which meant for some reason, like usually, and I was just like excited to go. I don't really get nervous for him. For some reason, the night before this one, like I woke up like every other hour, like just thinking about it, but not in a nervous way. I was just like dreaming about it, thinking about it. It was weird, but yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing there. Like, I think it means I care. But yeah, it was good. It was good anyways. Today, right, we're on to today. I'm gonna do a full day of eating. It is pull day. These were this morning's. God, my brain's not working today. These were this morning's shots. I'm sitting at 190.2 pounds this morning. I've been fluctuating around that 191 range these last like 7 days. I'm happy with the look. Not in a rush to up food. As I've said before, we started this gaining phase, which was five weeks and 3 days ago. We started that at 178.7 pounds. So I'm like, 12 pounds up in 5.5 weeks. So I'm not in a rush. Obviously, test went in this gaining phase as well as me having more food in the system. So obviously there's going to be a lot more water there. Muscles definitely getting built there. Performance is good. We're cooking. But yeah, I'm going to get on with some check-ins. We've got, first thing here, 10 grams of creatine. I am one of these that'll take like a higher dose of creatine, see what the cognitive benefits are. I do think there is a bit. It's probably, I say 10 grams, it's 2 heap servings, probably like 13 grams. Then we've got some low salt in here as well. So it's like 50% potassium, 50% sodium. And then we have also got a vitamin C, just like an orange effervescent dissolvent. I'll have magnesium with my first meal, so that means we've got magnesium, sodium, potassium, so that's as electrolytes, sort of ticked off. And then I wouldn't usually have this, but I'm having a new tonic with my work this morning. So it's not super high caffeine, it's 120 megs of caffeine, and it's got some other things like cognizin and L-theanine, so like relaxing stuff, focus stuff. So yeah, we're gonna get some client check-ins boxed off, see how the boys are getting on. I know it's the football this weekend. England ones, I imagine there's going to be some guys that might have had a few bevs over the weekend, we'll see. I train mainly lifestyle guys, you see, so there's going to be a bit of that definitely. But yeah, we'll see how everyone's getting on, and I'll see you at meal 1. Let's go. Yes, guys, so a few check-ins boxed off. It's now 10 o'clock, and here is meal number 1 of the day. So we've got 4 whole eggs. Fucked this one. Usually they are A-star. Then we've got 105 grams of cream of rice and oats mix, and a conglomerate of different frozen fruits. That's a word for you. So usually this is like a mixed berry medley. However, the frozen berries were on the low side right now. I'm gonna have to pick some up today. So we've got frozen blueberries, we've got pineapple, we've got mango, and then we've got like a smoothie mix, which is like a little bit of banana and strawberry. 200 grams roughly total of frozen fruit. I actually went slightly less actually because the banana's slightly higher calorie than everything else. And then we've got cinnamon and low salt there. Got some pink salt in the old eggies. Then we've got 4 fish oils. We've got 2 magnesium biglycinate. And then we've got 2 vitamin D3 with K2. They're 4,000 IU each. So just a quick one on some of them. So the magnesium, that was something I never really supplemented with consistently for years there. And I got my bloods done and my magnesium levels were low. Magnesium is an electrolyte, but it actually has quite an important role. I believe it's like an essential mineral. It actually has an important role anyways in like relaxation, recovery, like stress management, and even sleep quality. There is some arguments that it doesn't necessarily directly help sleep quality, but I've noticed that when your magnesium's better, you do sleep. I personally do feel like I sleep better, and just like general stress is lower. Therefore, it just helps recovery, right? Quite in a big way. And yeah, I started supplementing a little bit of magnesium at the start of last year, and it wasn't like a small dosage by like, you look at different supplement brands. I think I used Nutrition Geeks magnesium, and yeah, it was like 500 milligrams of magnesium a day, something like that. And it was like elemental magnesium was like 200 or something, or 250. And I did that for like 2 months, got my bloods done, and my magnesium levels were on the low end, like the bottom low end of like in the green. It's like some grade A bullshit. So anyways, I started supplementing with Trained by JP magnesium, and it's 250 milligrams of elemental per serving and a gram of magnesium biglycinate, right? But the elemental's the one that matters. So I started supplementing with that one, right? And I had 4 a day. And the reason why we do biglycinate, by the way, is it's the one that digests the best. If you get like a citrate, people call it shitrate, like you don't digest it very well. Most people get upset stomach. This biglycinate one though, you seem to be able to tolerate a lot more without any digestive issues, which is key. I have 4 a day, which is 4 grams of magnesium a day, which sounds super high, but it's actually not. Because now, when I got my bloods done from April to September last year, I switched to this. My magnesium levels went up like into like mid-green range, and I'm going to get my bloods done again soon. Obviously, we've been on cycle now and seeing where they're at now, but yeah, definitely noticed a big difference from taking that on recovery and how I generally feel, and like just feeling more relaxed and things. So I take 4 grams of magnesium a day, 4 caps, which then leads to 1,000 milligrams of elemental. If you are wanting a good dose of elemental magnesium for yourself, wondering how much to take, you want to be taking around 100 milligrams per 10 kilogram of body weight. So basically, if you weigh 100 kg, you want to take 1,000 milligrams of elemental magnesium. I'm taking 1,000 milligrams. I don't weigh 100 kg. I weigh like just under 90. But that's, you know, if I took 3, I'd be under that. So I'd rather take more and be fine. There's no downsides to that. The only downside you're going to get from taking too much magnesium is probably digestive issues, which I haven't had any. Fish oil. So I'm taking 8 of them a day at the minute, which is pretty damn high. And that's to get, I believe, 4,000 milligrams. I should be checking this at the same time. 4,000 milligrams of EPA a day, which is like, there's EPA and DHA in the fish oil. You want to make sure you're getting at least 3,000 milligrams of EPA to get like a good dosage of that. That's going to actually have a benefit on your lipids, so like your HDL, LDL and that. I was taking 6 of them, now taking 8. Reason being, with me being on cycle now, it's just making sure that them LDL and the HDL levels are in a good spot. When you do take testosterone endogenously, whether that's TRT, especially as you go a little bit higher than TRT, which is what I've done now,
that can actually affect your lipids in a negative way. It can bring your LDL up and it bring your HDL down. So I'm just counteracting that. Before I've even got my bloods done, I'm just taking 8, just to be super cautious. And then vitamin D3 with K2. This was something else that I've been supplementing with for absolutely years. Most supplements are dosed at 2,000 or 4,000 IU a day. Some are even less for some reason. I was taking 4,000 IU a day, which is like one of these caps. And I got my bloods done and my D3 levels are on the low end again. So I doubled it to 8,000, got my bloods done again 3 months later, my D3 levels were up. And interestingly enough, me doing that with magnesium and D3 didn't change anything else, supplementation. I improved my sleep a little bit because I stopped doing one-to-one PT again. But that was only 3 days a week where I got up a bit earlier, so it wasn't a massive difference in sleep. Didn't have a newborn then either. I went from my natural testosterone being at like 14 point something nanomole up to 17 point something nanomole. So like a pretty significant increase in my natural test as well by changing them supplements. So food for thought, guys. And last thing on that is D3. Once you do start taking testosterone, it does mean that you struggle to uptake the D3 as much. So it's always worth doing a higher dosage of that if you are on TRT or taking anything as well. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm not going to talk through anything else on that meal. It's just some good protein, good carbs, a bit of fruit there for some good health benefits. And obviously we've got us water as always. Everyone's probably thinking that I'm a straight up white privilege, middle class bastard from the heavy on. I literally treat myself to 1 bottled water a day and then I just fill it up with tap water. It's just, I don't know, it's just something that I got in the habit of doing back into my fat loss phase. It feels like a treat. It's as fucking mad as it sounds. But it does, it just makes the processing more enjoyable, so I do it. But anyways, I'm going to chow this and then get on with some work and I shall see you at pre-workout meal. Let's go. Right, here we've got pre-workout meal. So we've got 200 grams of raw weight chicken. We're going to put a bit of pink salt in there, which I've just forgotten to put that on. A bit of light and light mayonnaise. Yes, even though we are in the gaining phase, I'm still sticking to like, I'm still not having things like perinase, shit like that. I'm just having like the lower calorie stuff. Just suits well. Then we've got 125 grams of cream of rice. We've got, this one is a chocolate orange one from Trained by JP. 150 grams of banana. We've got some cinnamon in there, some salt. And yeah, this is a pretty carb dense meal. It's probably the biggest carb meal of the day. So it's 30 grams of carbs from banana and 100 grams of cream of rice. So 130 grams of carbs in here. From the protein in the rice, in total, probably like 50 grams of protein, and then fats probably like less than 5. Like, well, definitely less than 5, like hardly anything. And yeah, sometimes I like to do fats pre-workout, sometimes I don't. Right now I'm not, and I feel pretty good. I'm gonna eat this. I've just put my water in the freezer because it's pretty hot right now, so I'm gonna drink some water on the way to the gym. I need to call it a supplement shop for my mum. She wants to get a lad. Basically, this family's looking after their dog this weekend. Just been, or they've looked after the dog, so she wants to get a tub of protein. So I'm gonna go pick that up for her. And I said to myself, you don't really need to buy anything, but I'm always tempted, when we go into a supplement shop, I'm always tempted to buy something, man. Just buy something retarded, like a pump product, something I might get. But yeah, we're gonna eat this, and then we are gonna get ourselves off to the gym. It's almost 1 o'clock now, so a little bit behind schedule, but that's all right. I'm gonna stay stress-free. Call it a sup shop, might get something with caffeine in, might get a pump product, then we're gonna train, and I'll show you my post-workout meal in a bit once I've finished training.
Yes, geezers, just on his way to Muscle Unit in Barnsley. We got his cheeky pre-workout. I picked up at a supplement shop in Home Firth. You can see that. So this is the ABE Cherry Slushy, 200 milligrams of caffeine. Chewing gum here. This was a schoolboy, wasn't it? I'll have to stick my chewing gum. Some baby wipes there, bang it on there. I'm gonna do a taste test on this puppy. Get off me. See what this is saying. Nice cold beverage, you know. It's 24.5 degrees today. Ooh. See what it's saying, cherry slushy. Fucking hell. It smells even better than it tastes, does this? tell you what, that's up there. That's like an 8.75, maybe even a 9 out of 10. That's fucking good. Delicious. Everyone's familiar with the normal ABE powder. I think it's just the exact same thing, but in a drink. To be honest, caffeine that I have pre-workout, I think a lot of it's just habit, if I'm being honest. I think in terms of my progress, potentially would be better overall if I just didn't have any caffeine. But I love coffee. I'm like a coffee guy, even though I've not had any coffee today. Because I'm limiting. I'm making sure. I think it's because it's cold today. I'm sorry, it's hot today. I fancy the cold drink. And the coffee beans we've got at home ain't as good as usual, and I'm a bit of a snob now with that shit. Anyways, yeah, I think I'm a big coffee guy, and on the way to the gym, especially when we're training at Barnsley a couple times a week, when you got like a 40-minute car journey or 38-minute car journey, whatever it is, it's nice to have like a nice cold drink on the way in. Like, it's part of the routine. It just feels good. But caffeine does increase performance at a certain point. But what I do notice is, if I have too much, obviously it's going to impact sleep. But also, if I'm like really tired from like stuff at home and I have too much caffeine, emphasis on too much, right? I have too much caffeine, I find that I feel worse. I feel like wired but tired. Like, it doesn't actually make me feel any like, I don't feel more intelligent. I just feel like almost like a bit more anxious, a bit more stressy. Might give me a bit of a perk at first, but then I just feel worse off the back of it, like the crash is even worse and things like that. So I learned that lesson recently. Like, I think no matter what, whether you're more tired, less tired, I think limiting your caffeine's always a good idea. And for me, that's like, what do I limit that at? It's like 2 coffees, or a coffee and like 2 servings of caffeine a day. And one serving of caffeine is like 150 milligrams. So I'm going over that a little bit today with this being 200, but it's not massive. It's nothing crazy. One thing we do know about caffeine though, which kind of wish I didn't know, is it's a vasoconstrictor, which means it restricts blood vessels. So like, if you think when you're trying to get like the best pump possible in the gym, you want your blood vessels to be able to not be constricted, but actually dilate, open up. So there is an argument made there that it's actually not good for like getting as good a blood flow in the gym, and that what's called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, like building muscle from like getting the pump side of things. But anyways, I don't fucking know. That's just me being like, it's like one of them little 1%ers like, would I be better off not having caffeine at all? Nah. This is about as stressful as the decision making gets, right? You know, life's good when that's like the biggest thing going on in your mind. Should I be having this, should I not? But anyways, thought I'd share that. Delicious beverage, you know, a bit of a one-off. And I may as well share my intro whilst I'm here. Like I'm going anyway. So we've got intro workout. This is this bottle, for anyone asking, this is called Camel. This brand's called Camelback. You get them on Amazon. The new one now has got like a bit of a floppier handle, but probably a bit more practical. It's 1.5 litres. It's a bit too big, to be honest, for the car, but like, because I've got like a bare old Tiguan, it hasn't got any like entertainment system stuff, no electronics in the middle here really, so I can just like dump it in this section here that you think's for your wallet, and it's fine. It sort of sits there if I want to. I've got it in this cooler bag down there, but in here we've got some pink salt, some low salt. I don't have an electrolyte product at the minute. Sometimes I buy an electrolyte product just for the convenience and because they taste nice. Sometimes I don't bother, and I also get like some of the benefits from some of the other ingredients that are in them oftentimes, like taurine, which feels like it relaxes you a bit. But typically at the minute, pink salt, low salt in there, which is going to help with the pump and obviously with dehydration. 30 grams of carbs. I use a carb powder called Carbs from Applied Nutrition just because it's so easy to buy on Amazon. It just comes next day. It's not mega expensive. That's a cyclic dextrin, is that? It's easily digestible carb. And then I have another 2 scoops of creatine in there like I do in the morning. So probably have anywhere from like 25 to 30 grams of creatine on a training day. and then to like 10 to 15 grams on a rest day. But yeah, that's my intro. This is the pre, and we're gonna go hammer back. This is the first session I've done at this gym since coming training here at all recently. I don't think I've trained here since like 2024, maybe 2023. I think 2024. I don't fucking know. It's been a while. And yeah, I've been training here with Tom recently, but he's on holiday, so it's the first time we're training here on me Todd for a while. So going to be interesting to see how we get on. I'm just going to follow the same pull session me and Tom do, starting with biceps, because we need to bring up everything. Obviously, I'm only fucking 190 pounds at 6 foot tall. But we're going to start with biceps, then do back, then finish with biceps, because yeah, we do want to bring up the arms. And that's it. But yeah, I'm not going to go too much into the training because this is an eating video today. This is all about what I'm putting in my gob. Shall see you after the gym. Yes, guys. Just been saved by the Co-op in Barnsley. So, post-workout meal. As you can tell, I've run out of berries. Post-workout meal, we've got 125 grams of cream of rice, 40 grams of whey. We've got some cinnamon, some pink salt, some low salt. And I made that last night. And then as I prep a few meals in the night, before I go to bed. Even though I work at home, like being an online coach, I just find that it just fucks my day if I don't have food prepped and ready to go during the day. And I just find myself rushing. It just sabotages me if I don't have food prepped, just like the same as if I worked away from home, which makes sense, right? Anyway, so I got 400 grams. I usually have 200 grams of like blueberries or pineapple or a mix. I've got these here. This is slightly less calories than usual because it's got raspberries and strawberries in, which are lower calories than like blueberries, pineapple and that, but that's fine as a one-off. It's 34 calories per 100 grams as opposed to 50, just a little bit less carbs. But we've got 400 grams here. I have 200 grams of berries / fruit in my post-workout meal. I also have the same in my last meal of the day. I don't have weighing scales with me. There's 400 grams here, so I'm just gonna have some of it now, some of it later. I have the full bag today. It's no biggie, we're not sweating it. It's actually gonna be quite hard to eat. Frozen strawberries, I should have thought about that, they're quite big right now, but hey ho, so there we go, that's that. Hopefully that doesn't leak everywhere too bad. That's what we're gonna do. Delicioso. Usually I put that in the mix on the night, and it obviously like melts in a little bit more, so it's a bit easy to eat. But what are you gonna do, eh? Pull went awesome. Feeling swole. Probably don't look it. Yeah, definitely don't look it. Lost a bit of my pump, you see. Did calves at the end, 5 sets. And yeah, I'm talking garbage, but yeah, that's where we're at. Post-workout meal done. Also, guys, like something that I think's important. Obviously, I have my post-workout meal on the way home from the gym. I got in the habit of this. It's just easier. Then when you get home, it's done, and you can just crack on with other things. Like it just works really well from a convenience perspective. I do think there's something in just letting your heart rate come down a little bit. Like you've got 2 modes: rest and digest, or fight and flight. Fight or flight is like where you know, heart rate's up, stress is a bit higher. And I think that's great for when you're working out, but I don't know whether it's great for eating. Like, end of the day, it's called rest and digest, right? So I think you're going to digest your food better once you're a little bit calmer. So, I don't know, guys, let me know in the comments, do you eat your food straight away after you train? Do you wait a bit longer until you're a bit more relaxed? Let me know what you do there. But yeah, guys, that's meal number 3. It is 4 o'clock. I finish work at 6, so I need to get home for 4:30, quick shower and that, and then make sure everything's wrapped up in that last hour and a bit time I have before 6 o'clock, so I can spend the evening with the family. Because even though we're not married, as the saying goes, happy wife, happy life. And obviously it's nice to spend time with kids as well. Right, see you at next meal. Peace. Yes, guys. Okay, so what we've got here is what we usually do for my last meal. So this is actually, the reason being, last minute we've been invited to my parents for 6:30, which is going to be like, she's going to put me some rice on. She asked me how much I want. Mum's great. Going to take some cooked chicken I've already got. So I'm going to have my chicken and rice meal there, which is usually my second to last meal.
They said go around for 6:30, which means we're probably going to end up, they said we eat at 6:30, probably means we're going to be eating at 7. And I like to eat my last meal sometime between 7 and 7:30 at the latest. So rather than cramming my meals in, and I know it's, anyone that's got kids, you'll understand, like, we'll take his toddler there and his baby, you know, eating at 7, messing about. Toddler might not want to go home, baby might take a dump before you need to leave. Then we might decide we bath toddler there. Before you know it, you might not get home till 9 o'clock, and then getting kids down, last meal at 10. So we learn from his mistakes, we don't do that. So what I'll do is, I'm literally just having my last meal now, swapping my meals around. Which, is it optimal? Probably not. Does it really matter? I don't think so. Macros still getting hit today. I'm stress-free. It feels good, right? So we've got here, kitchen's a fucking real mess, so ignore that. 500 grams of 0% Greek yogurt, 20 grams of dark chocolate / peanut butter mix, and then we've got, it's mostly dark chocolate today. Then we've got 6.5 rice cakes, which we put in not long ago, like maybe like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, when we needed to pump food up on this day. And then we've got the rest of them berries that I brought pre-work for my post-workout. I'm probably going to have 50 grams of pineapple with my savoury meal at mum and dad's, like chicken, rice, pineapple, just to make up for the calories lost in these berries being a bit less than usual. Plus it just means basically I want to eat some fucking pineapple, right? That's all it is. And that's it, yeah, we've got them in there, some cinnamon, some low salt, ready to get smashed in. The time is 24 minutes past 5, so I'm gonna take this upstairs, eat whilst I'm responding to clients. And that's what we do, and hopefully be finished by 6.
Today you haven't got any. Mama's not been shopping for olives. I had a look at the ones in whatever and I didn't like them, so I didn't get them.
Right, hopefully you can hear this. I've not got the little fluffy thing to stop the wind. I forgot it. There is the full day of eating. I'll put the macros to my side. Food hasn't really changed for a couple of weeks now, but we're taking things slow and steady. Not trying to be a fat bastard, not trying to rush it, not trying to eat the muscle on, as it were. And yeah, seems to be going well so far. Just been messaging our Tom then, because I've been, due to family circumstances with having a newborn again, I've been trying to keep my Saturdays and Sundays free from training just so I can be with the family and just have it be like rest and recovery. But because of that, it gets a bit tricky with my, oh God, hopefully you can hear me with this wind. It gets a bit tricky with training like a hinge movement in the week. So I do pull Monday, which is today, push on a Tuesday, legs Wednesday, I rest the day after that, which is needed at that point. And then I do uppers, but obviously still kind of want to tickle like hamstrings again, because you needs to, or I needs to. Ideally, I mean, I'd probably do uppers on a Friday, legs on a Saturday or something similar, or like uppers and arms on a Friday and hamstrings, like a ham focused leg day on a Saturday. Simply because even though my whole legs need to get brought up, I know from like previous injuries and things like that, I know that my quads would just do fine off one a week. But anyways, due to this, obviously I do legs on Wednesday, then I do RDL, the back end of that big beefy session on a Friday, which is like uppers, arms, fucking hamstrings, RDL's right at the end. And then Friday, slept like shit. Just due to the heat, little girl was up and in our bed and what have you. Was up early Saturday morning because we had like a family little photo shoot. And for that I was like having to be like on my knees loads in like a hot attic room. It was lovely, but it was fucking bare hot. I was tight, achy, not slept well, could have fallen asleep at any point. That were a long day. And then Saturday night didn't sleep good. I just kept waking up. I had the meet up the next day, I just kept waking up thinking about it. I wasn't nervous or anything, but for some reason I just kept waking up. So sleep was bad there as well. And then that was like obviously an active busy day. For some reason this morning, just woke up and my left hip I had a bit of bursitis, the physio thought, on this left hip, like near the top of my glute on the outside, when I was powerlifting last. It's kind of one of the reasons why I didn't want to powerlift, because of shit like this. And now I'm experiencing a little bit of discomfort here, so warning shot, message my brother. Kind of just come to the conclusion, which is kind of what objectively I thought were a good idea, but sometimes emotionally you don't want to do shit. And the thought process is, for now, instead of doing like a heavy barbell RDL, which wasn't even heavy, it was like 120 kilos, but it is heavy for me at the minute. Instead of doing that, we do some kind of hinge where, rather than doing like a heavy hinge, we're just trying to like focus and isolate the hammies a bit more with it, and trying to get as much out of as little as possible, maybe slow it down, really feel the movement, etc., rather than just thinking good technique, get a strong hinge, which is kind of what I wanted to do, but hey her. So yeah, I've been feeling that today, peeing me off a little bit, but I think it's quite obvious. Previous injuries do come about oftentimes when you push that muscle group and then you don't recover well. It's common sense really, isn't it? So can't be too mad at it. So there we go. There we go. But yeah, there's a full day of eating. That's the only spanner in the works at the minute. And I'm hoping it settles down over coming days with the cooler weather, some good sleep, and my fingers crossed it doesn't affect my leg day in a couple of days. If anything, I could see it affecting leg press or the V squat machine, but hopefully not. Hopefully I can get everything I want to get done. But yeah guys, that's where we're at. 190 to 191. 5 and a bit weeks into gaining phase. Really excited at the minute, just like, I'm just excited for every month, to be honest. Just see where we take it, see how the body changes. I'm just curious to see how my body responds going forwards. So yeah, gassed up, fucking gassed up, loving it. I hope your journey's going good, whether you're gaining or cutting right now. I hope you're smoking it. I hope you're having a good week. Hopefully you took something from today's video. Ooh, last thing before I forgot. Obviously I had my omegas this morning and my magnesium. I had the same again with that yoghurt meal straight after, just to remind you. And obviously you saw that chicken and rice with pineapple I had at my mum and dad's as well. So yeah. Anyways, just became a journalist, didn't it? Right, I shall see you there in the next one. If you like this video, show me some love, like that shit. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it on your Instagram. And I'll see you soon. Peace.